Elon Musk getting ready to sell a huge percentage of his Tesla stock is one story, but the bigger amount of excitement or interest that's coming here is what he is going to spend that money that he's getting from this sell on. And yes, a lot of it is going to be taxed, but basically it comes down to this. Here is the poll that Elon Musk put out saying, much is made lately of unrealized gains being a means of tax avoidance, so I propose selling 10% of my Tesla stock. Do you support this? Yes or no? Basically asking the people, and the results of this poll may actually surprise you a lot, because if you don't know what unrealized capital gains is, it's basically just when you own a stock and then you don't sell. So technically you don't actually have cash in hand, but you do have stock that's worth that value. When you do eventually sell, then at that point you have to pay taxes on it. Billionaires have to do those rules. Normal people who aren't billionaires, like the rest of us, have to do those rules. And that's just the way that it works in tax land. But here we have Elon Musk basically saying, well, a lot of people are roasting him or calling him out, so to speak, for not paying enough taxes. So, all right, Elon says, then I'll just sell some and pay more taxes that way. How about that? And the answer to this poll is actually a staggering 54% said yes, which doesn't exactly sound staggering, but when you consider the fact that a ton of Elon Musk's followers are currently holding Tesla stock, it is pretty dang surprising. Think about the difference here. The poll where Elon said, should Tesla accept Dogecoin, had close to 80% of people saying that yes, Tesla should accept Dogecoin, versus this 54% saying he should sell. Way more divided here. No is 46%. And Elon also going a step further and saying that not just is he asking this poll, he's actually going to abide by the results here. One more poll you should abide by, Elon, is the one of if Tesla should accept Dogecoin. Well, Elon Musk has a history of abiding by polls, so don't worry, he will abide by the Tesla accepting Dogecoin one pretty dang soon too. But this right here is going to be one of the biggest stories that we see in a while, because the amount he's selling is huge. He also tweeted this: note, I do not take a cash salary or a bonus from anywhere. I only have stock. Thus, the only way for me to pay taxes personally is to sell stock, basically bringing it back and throwing it towards the people who are calling him out. TKing559 says, Doge and TKing to the moon. I love it. And we also have another big crypto pick on Patreon that is coming on Monday. So there is still time left if you would like to join. Think about it. It costs around the same as one meal to join the Patreon. And if you just put $100 in and then that doubles, then instantly you 10x the amount of money that you did for the Patreon. And there's no guarantees in the crypto world, but I am extremely confident about this pick that's coming, and I certainly hope we see some incredible things with it. Also, by the way, this pick is not just going to be a pump. I actually see long-term potential in it. So all of us who are investing, we're going to, for the most part, be holding. And the goal here is for all of our community to get in early on this pick. And then once more people start to hear about it and the price goes up, we're going to be the ones as a community that end up making these big green profits as more people start to get in. And so no one in our community has to necessarily lose. There's a chance that we can all win here. That's the real excitement from this. But Elon Musk with this story is definitely making some big waves. We also had some interesting comments below. By the way, if you just came into the live, make sure to take a second to press like. It is Saturday at 11 p.m., so we need the full force of the likes in effect to get those viewers up. It's the only way it can be done. That is how YouTube works with the algorithm. Michael Saylor saying, if the goal is to diversify, an alternate strategy to consider is converting Tesla balance sheet to Bitcoin standard and purchasing 25 billion in BTC. That would deliver diversification, inflation protection, and more upside for all investors in a tax-efficient manner. It's funny, Michael, that you think he would put it into Bitcoin rather than Dogecoin, but I like the general idea here. It does make sense. Then Elon Musk wouldn't have to pay taxes because he would just be converting the balance sheet. Well, technically, you still have to pay some taxes, but it wouldn't be nearly at the same level. And so that is a little bit of a different strategy, but it does kind of defeat the whole purpose here, which is Elon Musk saying, well, he wants to kind of quiet the people who are trying to call him out, so to speak, for not paying enough taxes by doing this. By the way, there's also some other reasons why it may be smart to actually take some money out of Tesla now, and this is one of them. Take a look. This is the Tesla market cap compared to the next 10 largest car companies in the entire world. And by the way, Tesla has less revenue than most of them per year. And yet, this is the difference. We have Honda, we have Stellantis, Ford, BMW, GM, Daimler, BYD, Volkswagen. I haven't even heard of a couple of those. That's weird. Toyota. Then Toyota by far the biggest one right now. Ford also has a lot of room to grow right there in terms of market share. But oh my gosh, with Tesla that big in comparison, this right here is a mania stock. It is not based on the metrics. It is not based on numbers. We've continued to talk about that. So Elon Musk may be also saying, well, if I want to take some out, now could be the time. But here is the exciting part, and that is where Elon Musk is going to put that money. So he is going to likely, and we're hearing that he has actual intention to do this, put a huge chunk into Dogecoin. Take a look here. I tweeted this. Going in big on Dogecoin with a lot of that money would make it a very popular decision. Elon Musk knows that. He's a man of the people. He is going to have approximately $14 or so billion. And here's how the math works on that. So right now, Elon Musk's shares in Tesla are worth somewhere in the neighborhood of 20 to 25 billion, depending on the day. But he's also going to be getting less of that for one reason, which is this. He actually tweeted it today for a reason. It's Saturday, which means the markets are closed right now, so you can't actually trade and sell in the markets at this current point in time because of that. So on Monday, when the markets open, that's when a lot of people may decide to sell some. And when I say a lot of people, I mean this could be one of the biggest crashes in Tesla history, potentially, if Elon Musk does continue to go ahead with his plan to sell some of the stock, because why would you want to be holding when it goes down? You'd want to sell, then potentially buy back in. And Elon Musk is smart enough to realize that it wouldn't be a very popular decision to sell beforehand, especially with all the shareholders that have helped him get to such an insane price with Tesla. So his plan is almost certainly going to be wait until everyone else has a chance to sell first, and then after that he will sell. So we could see that value going from 20 to 25 billion down to a little bit below 20 billion. Surprisingly, actually, I do not believe the Tesla price is going to crash that much. A lot of Tesla investors don't even pay attention to his Twitter. A lot of Tesla investors don't even care if he's going to sell some or not. They'll just say, okay, well, he'll buy it up. Tesla's still to the moon. And that's okay to think that, but it is definitely certainly a risk if you want to be holding your Tesla stock or a large amount of it on Monday. And because of that, Elon Musk will likely end up getting somewhere around 10 to 14 billion in total, 14 billion being the high side there. And think about that. With that 14 billion, he's going to have a heck of a lot of money to put into things that he wants. Now, where does that other money go? Well, it's going to taxes. He's going to owe at least 20% approximately to the federal government just simply by holding it more than a year. He can go down from that way higher capital gains tax rate to the lower one. So he's going to be somewhere in the neighborhood of 20%. Then California taxes are also pretty dang bad. And I'm not sure exactly what percentage will have to go to California versus Texas, but he's going to be paying a lot to state taxes as well. So he's going to be ending up paying somewhere between 20 and 30% to taxes alone on that, maybe even a little bit more, just depending on what his income is that year in other areas. So after all is said and done, that 14 billion is not going to go to a big house for him, because he already has a house. It's a box. He lives in a box. So he's not going to be spending a lot of this money on resources. He already has money that he could spend on resources if he wanted to do that. He's going to be spending this money on two things. Number one, space. Number two, fun. And when I say fun, I mean things he likes. And by things he likes, well, it's pretty obvious. He's going to put money into Dogecoin for the first time because he knows if you just put a small amount in, it wouldn't necessarily do much. I mean, some people will be interested in buying it because Elon bought it, but putting in over $1 billion or committing, which is what Elon is going to hopefully do here, I'm going to try to tell him as much as I can on Twitter. Hopefully he'll see it. We're going to let Elon know, Elon, make sure you do not put all of that money in at once, because then what's going to happen is it could cause some people to want to sell after that spike. So the smarter way to go about it is commit to doing $1 billion a month for 5 months, 6 months, however much you want to do. And then with that, people will know, well, if I hold until next month, there's going to be another billion coming in. If I hold again until next month, there will be another billion coming in, which will incentivize holding, it'll incentivize buying, and also get a ton of media attention. That's really how Dogecoin can become one of the top cryptocurrencies of Earth by the end of the year even, especially when you add on the catalyst and Tesla accepting Dogecoin. There's a clear path here for Elon Musk if he decides to, and he's most certainly going to decide to make Dogecoin the crypto that is going to be at the very top there, and show all of the Bitcoin people who have been hating on him and hating on Dogecoin maxis and roasting them. And it's okay, we get it, we can handle a few roasts. I like Bitcoin too, obviously. I'm not going to let that stop me from liking it, because it is still a great cryptocurrency. Ethereum, a great cryptocurrency when it comes to the overall energy behind it and what they've done for the world. But there is no comparison when it comes to transaction fees at the top that you can make with Dogecoin besides Solana, XRP. They have really low transaction fees, but then they do not have the community that Bitcoin and Dogecoin, and especially Dogecoin, has per person. So that's really where the difference comes in. But smart of him to tweet on a Saturday. He's not going to do it on Monday, but now when the market opens up, it could be pretty dang crazy there. as we continue to see more and more people coming in and joining the Patreon. Welcome to everyone new who just joined. We also had a lot of people join at the higher levels, which means you get access to a bunch of additional benefits. So hopefully you've been having fun in the Discord if you did just join. But these are all the options here. To the Mars is the most popular one. We're actually already all sold out on To the Moon. So To the Mars is still currently open at this point in time. It is not sold out right now. Out of the Galaxy, not sold out as well. Then we have Elon Musk level VIP, Whale Family, and so with all of these growing, it's going to be fun to see our Patreon community get more and more power in the world, because then this is not going to be the last pick we do. This will be one of the most important picks. This is a pick I'm really excited about, but in a few months from now, or really just maybe sooner, but probably not, we really need to space these out so we're not putting too much in at one time. But probably in a few months from now, we will find another crypto. Maybe it'll take longer, maybe it'll take less time, that also has a lot of potential, so we can continue as a community be building our networks up a ton by finding great gems, then getting all of us in early, and then we make a ton of money. Other people start coming in and FOMOing in, and it makes the price skyrocket. If we continue doing that, then we can take ourselves as a community from this level all the way up to this level and start making a ton of money. So that's what I'm really excited about. And so that's why the Patreon growing is not just fun on some levels, it's fun on a lot of levels. And this comes as we are also seeing some more interesting things when it comes to the House and what they're passing with the crypto bill here. Now, we've been worried about this for a while. And let me read a couple of chats here. Why do you like Doge? Well, because it's awesome. When are you going to put Shiba Inu pillow up? Oh, that's a good question. If I said we would put up a Shiba Inu profile picture and pillow if we got to 69,000 retweets, which is an almost impossible goal, which is why I said that, because I wanted to make it impossible, close to, and then if they can actually accomplish it, then it means they deserve it. Because if they can do that, then they are way stronger than we thought, and they deserve a ton of momentum and energy coming in. So there's still actually a chance maybe it will happen, but it's a close to impossible goal that only an extremely, extremely crazily strong community could accomplish. And maybe, just maybe somehow it'll be possible. We'll have to see, but it's a very small chance. And so, but you know what? How about this? If Shiba Inu coin can get the price to double from here, I will put up a Shiba Inu coin pillow on the back there, at least for a period of time. I'm not sure how long I'll leave it up for, but I will put it up for a period of time if they can do that. So I wish you all the best. I certainly hope you can, because then a lot of the energy is going to go to Dogecoin as well. And also, I currently do have some money in Shiba Inu coin because I put it in after you guys got all those retweets. Appreciate all the love on that, by the way. But I will definitely be hoping it goes up now, not only because we have money, but also from the Dogecoin perspective. Anyway, Dogecoin to the moon, says Daniel. Or Matt. Okay, Matt, you convinced me to join Patreon. To the moon, it says Veal. We've actually had over 700 new people joining the Patreon, approximately, or maybe it was a little less. It was somewhere between 600 and 700, because we were at around 800 members. Now it's up to, I think, like 1,450. So close to 700 new people have joined the Patreon. Our community at this point has a ton of energy, a ton of excitement, and that's going to help the entire community, because the stronger we are, the better it is. So I appreciate everyone who did just join. And if you didn't, it's okay. Don't worry. We're still going to have some great content. Crypto Tanker, I'm not playing with you all. Have fun. The gaming world, LOL. Matt, I hope Elon can make Dogecoin go up to $100. Ooh, that would certainly be pretty dang awesome. But the House has now passed the bill. It was a vote of 220 something to 200 and something. So they won by just a little bit with this. And there are some things in the bill that aren't terrible. There are some things in the bill that are really terrible. Basically, what the government does here is they don't just make an infrastructure bill. They just call it that. It's kind of an illusion. It's trickery. And then they throw a bunch of random stuff in there, like this person getting paid this much, or this person getting paid, oh, here's a special interest, here's some money for you, here's some money for you, here's something bad. And they slip a ton of things in there because the bill is now getting passed as a massive package, because the politicians can then be more lazy and not have to do as much work. If they actually had to go through and make sure each thing in the bill was good, well, they would have to take less vacation days. Oh no, they would have to actually show up on time more and get up early some days. Oh gosh, they can't be bothered with that. They just have to be taking all of our money that we're paying them to go to work and then wasting it while also not doing the right things for us. Okay, government, yeah, we have our eye on you there. But with this bill passing through, we're basically going to see a lot more attention on cryptocurrency taxes with other wallets, because now Coinbase wallet, now MetaMask, they're going to have some different tax rules potentially. We'll see what happens there. There's still a lot of question marks. For example, if you stay on chain, well then, did you technically sell, or are you still on chain? We don't actually know the answer to that yet. There's a lot of question marks here. The answer may be yes, the answer may be no. we're going to have to continue to talk to people who know this. The government has not released anything official that we can see on this yet, and they're going to. That's coming. This is part of it, but it's just the beginning. Once these companies actually have to report directly, well, then it won't necessarily matter, because then it'll be decided at that point already, and it'll be within the rules that the exchanges have. So then we will actually have more clarity on it. It could be bad, it could be good, and the only thing we can do right now is hope that there is something that changes, and that we do not actually see the scrutiny being placed on miners, or the scrutiny being placed on third-party platforms that actually are very, very, very helpful for buying and selling crypto. Because if they are, and they can actually do this, well, then some of them are going to get shut down, which is not what we want to see at all. The government basically saying only we can have money, in the words of Billy there on Twitter. Federal Reserve to taper money printing as well. That fueled Bitcoin bets. And speaking of tapering stuff, taper the Patreon, or don't, whatever the heck you want to do. But basically what they're doing here is they've been putting a lot of money into the economy that's printed. Basically they're saying, oh look, there's some thin air. Whoop. Oh, look, some more money, grabbing it all out of thin air. Oh, more thin air there. Let's get some money from that. And they've been pointed out, printing, buying bonds, 120 billion a month, which is truly insane. To put that into perspective, the amount of money the United States makes per year is negative 1 trillion after spending approximately 4 or so trillion and making approximately 3 trillion in taxes. So they're already negative a trillion, and then also spending this on top of that. Pretty dang insane what's going on here. And now they're planning to taper that back down by 15 billion a month until they eventually get to zero sometime in mid next year. 35 billion a month, 40 billion a month, basically going down. That's the securities right there. 70 billion a month to 80 billion with purchases of government-backed mortgage securities. So they're trying to actually taper back, which means this could take some of the steam temporarily out of crypto, but then that steam is going to come right back when they start spending money on other stuff, like this infrastructure bill, which is going to take a lot of money. Some of it in the infrastructure bill is very needed and very good, but then they slobbered all that other stuff in there that is, in many people's opinions, mine included, a waste of money that they shouldn't be doing. And so the inflation is not going away just because they're tapering down some of this excessive spending. The inflation was already there before this. This is just taking it from extreme inflation to only a little bit extreme inflation, basically. What the heck, governments? Well, what are you trying to do here? You're trying to put us all in debt? Is that what you're trying to do? Well, that's literally actually exactly what they're trying to do, apparently, as we see Australia approving the long-awaited spot Bitcoin ETF. That's a good sign that we're going to see other countries following soon. ETFs, Bitcoin basically just means more institutional investments, more families, more older people investing in crypto. Overall, it's very positive for the entire community / industry, whatever the heck you want to call it, as we are seeing Dogecoin at 26 cents right now, a steady upward trend that will eventually break out into that next crazy spike that we're looking forward to seeing. Oh yeah, that's definitely true. Extra says Wolverine News lit. Davo says briefly speaking boxes. Alvini says, Matt, what do you think of Wolverine? So we have a few people coming in talking about that. Then he says, DL says D2K Motors is rad. Then we have Iza saying Dogecoin not for all because Dogecoin is a ghost. Is it a ghost? I see it. It's right there. What the heck? How's it a ghost? I don't know what you're talking about. Sometimes we get some interesting comments in here. Matt, what are your thoughts on Wolverine? Cool show from Upcoin. Oh, Upcoin. That's funny. Only some of the original Dogecoin fans on YouTube will get that reference. Oh yeah. Oh, that's definitely true. There's no question about that. Yeah. Oh, so even though it's so with state taxes, sometimes there are differences between capital gains in that state and paying taxes normally in the state on income. So there are some states where you can pay zero income tax, but also pay state tax. So it's not necessarily true. It's actually really just going to come down to how much Elon's writing off, what he's doing here, how long he's held for. We actually don't know the answers to a lot of those questions, but we know the answers to some of them, and that helps us to get an idea. It will be somewhere in the neighborhood of 10 to 14 billion he gets. The exact amount really is a question mark at this point, and the government will be getting a lot. In fact, Elon could be the single biggest taxpayer on the planet this year, potentially, which would just be pretty insane, but it's possible. I wouldn't actually be surprised if that does end up being the case, because I cannot think of anyone who would be paying more taxes than him. He's going to just be absolutely raking the dough over, and that's the way the government works sometimes. The government is destroying the money, says Hector. in my bank, making it less valuable. I mean, yeah, what? Come on, government. The good news is you have crypto as a place where you can put a lot of your money instead of the bank account, and that will hedge against the inflation as long as you're picking the right cryptos. But that's also why I say Dogecoin, as much as we love it and as much potential as it has, it's also smart to diversify your portfolio into more cryptos. One of the reasons why the Patreon has become so successful is because more and more our community, as the Dogecoin community, is starting to realize we want to have fun with Dogecoin and we want to see it skyrocket, which is coming. But in the meantime, we can also make money on other cryptos and expand our own knowledge in the field, because it's true, right? A lot of us in the beginning, we weren't really knowledgeable when it came to other crypto picks or using Uniswap or any of that stuff. And we're really growing a lot, which is exactly what we've been planning since the beginning to grow as a community. It's actually happening. And there already have been a lot of Final Stand millionaires that we've created as a community, many more likely coming. That's the exciting thing to think about. Lives are being changed for our community. And the truth is, let's be honest, other people lose that money when you gain money and then you take the profits out. But that's okay, because we're the ones that are winning and they're losing. Sorry, you should have joined Final Stand. You had your chance. You didn't subscribe with the notifications on. So that's why you're on the outside looking in, and we're all on the inside looking out with all of our profits and bags of money. If you missed out though so far, that's okay. Do not worry. There is more coming. And especially if you're part of the Patreon, then you're going to begin the first pass there. Bank of America executive sees crypto as an asset class. I don't view it as competition at all. Oh, we have a jokester here. So now we have the chief operations officer of Bank of America saying he doesn't see crypto as competition. Well, buddy, I have quite the surprise for you. You have no idea what's coming, do you? You can't possibly know. Love the show, Matt. Would you pick up helpful gas fee tips for the big pick swap? Yes. So for the pick, for any pick you're doing on Ethereum, the gas fees are going to be between $50 and $200. It's sad. It's the way it is. It's just part of the process at this current point in time because NFTs are going crazy. So one thing you can do if you want to wait until the gas fees a little bit lower, that's one option, but chances are they may not even go lower. So really, you want to be putting in a little bit more at a time, so then that gas fee is a smaller percentage of the total investment, and you are avoiding paying in exchange 1% or whatever. So you still are most likely going to be saving money by doing that compared to an exchange. But yes, just be prepared. Gas fees are definitely a pain in the butt. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. But anyway, I'm Matt Wass. This is Final Stand, and I will see you in the next video.